Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm Handington, and today I'm here to help out you to avoid some of the negative comments on your YouTube videos. Now, sometimes you'd look at a nasty comment and you'd feel bad about it. Other times, you'd just shrug it off. However, YouTube is now reading the comments, or not specifically reading them, but they have an analyzer to go through all of the comments. And they can demonetize an entire video based on something that just a random person says. So anyone can just cause a video to be demonetized, just any random person. You know, like some person who decides to just troll, or decides, hey, you know what, I can take down this entire YouTuber's huge amount of effort on a video by just saying some random terrible words, then causing the video to go, oh, there are some negative comments here. Let's demonetize the entire video at no fault to the actual YouTuber who is putting in the work to make sure that their videos are just fine. So even no matter what is in the content of the video, any person can now just cause a video to lose its money. And the thing that a lot of people suggest is, oh, why don't you just stop the comments? Well, that causes videos to be lost in the algorithm. And when a video gets demonetized, such as from these comments, they also go out of the algorithm. Therefore, they don't appear on the sidebar, you know, right over here, where you figure out what other videos you want to watch, because it's always so interesting to see whatever is over there. So, videos will stop appearing in there if some random person just decides to say something hateful. This is supposed to cause peace, but instead causes more upsetment and war and terrible times for everyone coming up into the future. This is an actual thing YouTube decided they wanted to do. This is stupid. This is terrible. I first found out about this by watching a live stream that Mr. Enter was doing. So thank you for that. But, so you can't stop comments on your videos, because then your videos just won't appear in the search results anymore. So for bigger channels, well, not bigger channels, but channels bigger than mine, but smaller than much bigger channels, although much bigger channels could still work with this method, is if you head over to your creator studio here on Firefox. Sorry for the terrible look of this. You know your video manager and everything. You go over to the community settings. There's comments, subscribers, and then community settings. Now, I'm not going to click it right now, but you touch that with your touch screen, or you just click it with your mouse. You don't need to know how to click things. This is stupid. Anyway, so you go in there, and underneath is a setting that lets you type in different words that you want to not appear in the comments. Basically words that will go into the held for review category. So if somebody says something bad that aligns with the words that you have typed in there, then they will not appear in your comments. Thus, if somebody says something terrible, then you'll be able to not have that be a problem, and it won't be an official comment. You can then choose to either keep it or get rid of it, and keeping it may be a dangerous thing to do. And underneath that as well is also a checkbox for put any random links in the held for review category, so this way somebody can't just have a link to something terrible and then you won't know about it. This way they'll appear in the held for review. I recommend clicking that as well. Doesn't do anything for the algorithm specifically, but I think it's just something that you should just keep in mind. This way nobody else scrolling through the comments accidentally clicks on something that could be a virus. Who knows what could happen. But if you do this, then you have a much better chance of not having your video demonetized. Here's the thing about that. Basically, it causes censorship. Now, I don't have any monetization on my channel as of the moment, and I personally am a very censored person, but just because I like to be censored doesn't mean that other people do. and I don't want to be completely censored. I like being able to branch out or be free whenever I feel like it. It's my choice. So I don't like total censorship, though I feel like some is still important. This, however, causes YouTubers to now have to be careful. They'll have to type in a whole bunch of words that would be buzzwords or just any sorts of words. I've already typed them in there, which is why I don't want to go to the community settings to show you, because I don't want to show any of the words that I had to type in to make sure that they don't appear in my comments in the future. Now, this was done so that YouTube can make a safer environment for children. I love kids. Kids are great. Kids also need to learn about the world, and while I am all for making sure the comments are much more positive, punishing the YouTubers themselves for actions that random commenters do does not end up making things better. It just helps the random person who comments and hurts the person who's making YouTube videos, especially if it becomes their job and their money and all of their ability to be seen in the YouTube algorithm is gone just because somebody says some random terrible word. This is a terrible thing to have happen, and I hope to make this video as a way to kind of raise awareness for that, so please be careful in the future. For any regular non-trolls out there, to be careful what you say now. This is a sad thing that you have to be careful about your comments, and some comments can use profanity or other things, but be constructive or funny, and not be used to spread hate. But you can't have that now, because the YouTube algorithm could say, oh, that's terrible, and then you could end up hurting your favorite YouTubers just by making a joke that wouldn't otherwise be a problem in context. Because everything should be done in moderation. And as something to teach kids, you know, you shouldn't swear, and you shouldn't say negative things, though constructive criticism and the fact that you have a right to swear is important, but you gotta know when to do that. And that isn't really a lesson that is being effectively put in place due to this new system that will be implemented. So, basically, there is now much more censorship for what's being said. For any YouTubers out there who are very worried about this will be a way to help protect your channel. Unfortunately, it is at the cost of freedom of speech, because it will limit what people can say. Again, it goes into the held for review, and then you have to manually allow each of the comments, which can be difficult if you are a much, much bigger channel, to have to basically say, yes, these comments, which have swears in them, and lots of comments do, even if they aren't negative comments, now you'll have to go through there. Or if you were a channel with multiple people, oh, I'm becoming blurry. There we go. Maybe you'd have to hire somebody to go through there. I imagine that's only for, like, much, much bigger channels. But this is a real concern, and you now just have to be careful about what you say. So, I hope that this video is helpful to people, not only those who are worried about their channels, but also people who may not understand the importance of freedom of speech and being able to comment what you want, even if it may sound like it's not the best thing. Having that freedom is so much more important, and this essentially makes YouTubers have to force their fan base to be unable to say everything that they would have wanted to say. And it just is very counterproductive towards an actual lesson of peace, because once you make people bottled up and unable to express themselves, that can cause more danger than letting them be able to say what they want to say. And there is a good to what is being done, in the sense that there's a lot of people who just randomly comment words and things that are very harmful and should not be said. But there are comments that can be said using words that would not be detected that are also horrible and can really hurt, and those are still negative comments. You can't block out all negativity in the world, even with this system, even with what you're doing, what I can do here, right over there. The community settings censorship can only do so much. So this is just a troublesome situation for everyone involved. And it is just something that I felt like bringing to people's attention. We actually managed to make it to over 10 minutes. If I got monetization, that would be great. Sorry for my rambling. I hope that this video was informative, and I was able to help some people out there with this. So, I believe it's that time again, friends. Thank you very much for listening. And this is Handington, signing off. Bye!